Okay, as we continue to cover the conflict in the Middle East, where the death toll for those in Gaza has now topped 11,000 people as of this weekend. Those are the latest updates from the Palestinian government officials. We're now bringing you this exclusive news break. India has voted for Palestine in the UNGA. The UNGA has declared that Israeli settlements in Palestine are illegal. They've also declared the settlement an obstacle to peace. This resolution demands that Israel should accept applicability of the 4th UN Geneva Convention. India has voted in favor of the resolution, and it's important to point out, you remember that there was a different resolution that we focused on that took place a few weeks ago. In that, India had chosen to abstain. But India's explanation for this is that this current posture, where India has voted in favor of this, does not go against the way India previously has stood, with diplomats coming forward and saying India has always believed in a two-state solution. Okay, let's go back to my colleague Abhishek to get more context on this. Abhishek, first just clarify, before we talk about India's stance, can you just clarify for us exactly what this resolution was on? Was this referring to Israeli settlements that already exist in parts of Palestine, or was this referring to the Israeli plan that that Benjamin Netanyahu has put forward, that Israel will occupy parts of northern Gaza once this ends? What was this referring to exactly?
So, Toya, the report suggests that the UN resolution was condemning Israeli settlements in the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem and the occupied Syrian Golan. And as per the report, the resolution was accepted 2 days after its draft resolution was approved on 9th of November. And India has voted against Israeli settlement in these regions, which has been broadly called an occupied settlement by the Israeli government. So, on the entire issue, when India has voted against Israel now, a resolution that is condemning Israeli action on these settlements, it looks like India has continued to maintain its neutrality, its strategic neutrality on the entire issue of Israel-Hamas conflict. Earlier, we had seen India had abstained from voting on a resolution which called for a ceasefire, but which did not mention issue of terrorism in Israel. And India has abstained voting in that on that resolution because it said that until and unless you condemn the incident of 7th of October, which was very gory, very brutal against Israel, where 1,400 about people of Israeli people were killed, the issue of the Gaza ceasefire or the further counteroffensive that Israel has launched, that cannot be discussed in isolation. So that was India's stance right now, when the world has talked about the illegal occupation or the occupation of certain territories which has been not legal by the Israeli. India has continued to maintain its neutrality and voted against Israel, saying that these are illegal occupation and Israel must withdraw from these locations in a way that UN resolution was suggesting.
Okay. All right. Abhishek, can you also tell our audiences? All right, Abhishek, we'll connect back with you in just a second, but thank you for bringing us those developments. This is a particularly important story, one we'll continue to track.